Hey, guess what? My beans just popped out of the ground. It's This Moment in Music with Hal Walker. It's a laid back musical exploration of the creative process, and I'm running just a couple minutes late. Today, my guest is Pace Randolph, a songwriter from Sydney, Australia. I love this guy. We hung out last night about an hour on Skype, and I'm looking forward to introducing him to you. So have a fun. Thank you so much for being here. If you've never seen the show, write new in the comments. And if you got any good ideas, put a good idea in the comments. That's what we need right now. We need a whole bunch of good ideas. So thank you so much for being here. Let's get this thing started. All right, see you in a minute.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm so pleased. I was nervous there for a second. There was no one here. And then people started showing up. Emma Mitchell, all the way from Scotland, is here. And Kiki's son, Tube, thanks so much for coming back. 2P says good afternoon. I wonder where you're located, Tube. This moment, this moment, this moment, this moment. Whoa. You know, I can so easily get caught up in all the technological aspects of this show that I forget about the whole concept, this moment in music. Let's create it together here. Thanks so much for being here. You know, I got up early this morning and I was experiencing some self-doubt. And I was thinking, you know, a big part of my creative process, or a big part of my creative process is self-doubt. Like I'd start doubting myself. My mom said something yesterday. She was listening to something and she said, you know, I'm just not that interested. It's just all words. It's just beautiful, pretty words, and it's not telling a story. It's not really engaging me. And I thought, and that right away I brought it to my own music, and I think, gosh, is my music just a bunch of pretty words? I'm really good at putting pretty words together and making them sound really pretty. And what she said just filled me with self-doubt. It's like, maybe I just am a pretty words guy. And so yesterday, over this last week, I wrote a song and I pieced together a children's choir. And it's very beautiful, and I'd like to play it for you now. But the words in it are they don't really tell a story, but they really are saying, here's what they say. They say, I don't have it handy, but you'll hear it. I'm drawing a total blank about what the words are, but you'll hear it now. And what I hope this song to be is just a little seed, like that bean seed that I showed you at the very beginning. It's just a little seed of hope. You know, here I'm planting this seed. I'm planting this seed of this song. I'm putting it out in the world, and let's see how it makes something grow. And so I'd like to play it for you now. It's just half the song. I start on the second verse. It's called Who We Are, and it's 8 beautiful voices singing some very pretty words. But I'm interested in your feedback. Here we go.
Loving hearts with opening minds, we're gracious people on a journey to find the precious beauty, the light inside. We're growing together
as we travel this road together in a world that's torn and tethered. May the love in our hearts make it better, and we'll never stand alone. I like those words. I really like the way they come together. The world is torn and tethered. The world is torn and tethered means tied up. It's like I can imagine a horse that's just tied and it wants to run free. The world is tied and tethered, and the love in our hearts can make it better. So that's my little hope for the day, that the love in our hearts can make it better. So I want to introduce you to our guest today. We spent some time last night on Skype talking about the creative process, and I'm looking forward to continuing that conversation. But to start, I think I'm just gonna play some of his music. It goes like this. This is a song. I can't remember the song. He'll tell you when he comes on. But Pace Randolph is my guest today, and here's some of his music.
I hate that I get lonely when I'm with my friends. Standing on the border of the deepest end. Well, they call me from the shallow end. I'm not brave enough to get to them. Oh, I hate that I get lonely when I'm with my friends. Gets me open but I'm breathing. And I know that I won't cry till I get drunk again. Teardrops don't run dry till I can drink with them. It's like these English eyes are just not used to them. I know that I won't cry till I get drunk again. It cuts me open but I'm breathing. It cuts me open but I'm breathing. And I hate that I still follow you on Instagram. Like I need to know you moved with him to San Francisco. Oh, and I tell myself it's healthy, but I'm almost wise enough to know I'm lying. I hate that I still follow you on Instagram.
Yeah, there he is, Pace Randolph himself.
Am I on?
You are on.
Hey! Yes.
We just listened to a
Hey,
song.
Hal.
We just listened to a song of yours.
Yeah, it's called Lonely with My Friends. It's the last song that I released. I think it came out 2 weeks ago, maybe a week ago, something like that. Yeah, it's pretty heavy.
Yeah, it's heavy. It's emotional. It's emotional. I love it. I love the video
It
too.
is, yeah, honestly.
Is that video
you.
recent
Appreciate
too?
that.
Is that video brand new practically?
Yeah, so we put the video out at the same time we released the song. But we shot it. We actually shot the video just before the lockdown happened in Australia, because obviously, they closed all the skate parks. We weren't allowed to be out. But yeah, we shot it about 2 months ago, I'll say now. Yeah, was fun.
Pace, I have
Was a lot of
I have
fun.
a challenging question for you that you might I need some help on. Do you ever deal with
Okay.
self-doubt in your creative work? Like, do you ever
Yeah.
do you ever have moments where like, oh, this is, I don't know, just
How does every day sound? And like several times a day. Yeah, of course. I think that's natural. That's part of the process. But like that's also it also like gives you an opportunity to reaffirm why you're doing what you're doing and like kind of motivate yourself after that. So like, but yeah, every day, man. It's you know what it's like. You work in music, like this industry in particular. There are a lot of creative industries, but like this one seems particularly like hopeless a lot of the time.
right. Where do we fit in? Where
Yeah,
does our
right.
little?
Yeah, so the answer is yes, big time.
But one thing
But-
you and I have both discovered is the world of TikTok, and it's
Yeah.
I was enjoying what you were talking about last night. Say more about that. How TikTok is this place where we can just speak our voice.
Well, so the awesome thing about TikTok so far for me has been how positive every interaction has been. Like, I haven't had any hate at all. And like, I've put videos on YouTube and stuff before, and it's usually like 50-50 hatred to like appreciation. It seems like those type of people, those negative thoughts haven't entered the space of TikTok yet, at least not that I've come across. And it's such a positive space. Like, people go there to be entertained, and that's kind of it.
I know.
Yeah, I love it. And it seems almost like custom built for people doing creative things, which is a blessing for musicians. Like, it's like free exposure.
So we got a comment from someone. They said, I love the thought of viewing doubt as an opportunity. Huh, that's interesting. Viewing doubt as an opportunity. We'll have to write
You might have to. Like, you have to. It's all about perspective, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I've never thought about it like that. I mean, I know I said that, but that's a very concise way of putting it. I might steal that. Who was that?
I think
who made that comment?
Kiki-san, but I think she was quoting you.
Well, yeah, I'll quote her quoting me.
Okay.
How does that sound?
Hey, Pace, let's hear a song. I'd love to hear one of your live songs.
Like right now?
Right now, jump in, yeah.
So we tried to do like the whole setup with the microphone and the electric guitar,
I know.
and I failed miserably at setting that up. So I'm just gonna play with this shitty little acoustic.
No, I wouldn't say you failed.
Guitar.
I say it was not a fail. Go ahead.
Okay, this song is called "Thunder in the Dark," and it goes like this. I'm not sleeping anymore. These dreams aren't like before. I'm wide awake in case I hear a heartbeat at my door. I'll never do a thing about it. I know that I can live without it. But living isn't all that I had planned. Like rain and stormy weather, so fierce when we're together. I've hopelessly been blinded by your lightning from the start. And no pain should last forever. I swear that I'll get better. These clouds won't stop the beating in my heart, like thunder in the dark. Like thunder in the dark.
Nice, Pace, nice. So
Yeah.
What are a couple of lines in there that you can remind? What were a couple of lines in there that you particularly like?
If I'm being honest, and I know this sounds arrogant, but I'm very proud of this song.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of songs I'm not proud of, but there's the line, basically the punchline of the song is, these clouds won't stop the beating of my heart like thunder in the dark. And it's just the idea that, like, you know, it can be such a dark place, but there's just like this like loud, like beating, like defiant beating sound in all the darkness. And I would say that I'm pretty proud of that.
Would you sing that line again so we can hear it again?
These clouds won't stop the beating in my heart like thunder in the dark.
Nice. That's great.
Yeah.
So I was really drawn to one of your TikTok videos that I watched recently, and it was talking about your amazing commitment to write a song a day for like 55 days. And I'd like to play that. I'd like to play that for us, and then maybe talk about it a little bit. Here's Pace Randolph on TikTok.
Hey guys, so 2 months ago, I set myself this challenge to write and upload one new song to TikTok every single day. Now, this turned out to be one of the best decisions I've ever made. As someone who's always struggled with sharing their music to new people, the response that I've had so far has been really overwhelming and humbling, so thank you so much for that. But for me, I feel like I need to do more. I've written 55 songs and I've only been able to release 3 of them properly. So my new challenge is that every 2 weeks, I'm gonna be doing a full Spotify release, YouTube, the whole thing. I'm gonna document the process, the recording, submitting it to the stores, getting it mastered, everything like that. So I'd love to have your input. Tell me what your favorite songs were below and I'll be working through them as fast as I can. But don't worry, I'll still be writing songs and going live and asking you guys for ideas as often as I can. But my main focus is going to be recording this music and getting it into your playlists. So thank you so much for being on the journey so far. And I love you guys. I really couldn't have done it without you. So thank you.
I hate that I still follow you on Instagram.
Pace Randolph, that's a nice one. That's a real commitment.
I know. Oh, like, So when the lockdown started, I kind of was like, all the concerts got canceled, the whole music industry just like disappeared basically, and I was like, how am I gonna stay motivated and do something here? And it was actually there's an Australian songwriter called Sarah Aarons, and she's done extremely well. She's written with Khalid and Justin Timberlake recently. She's still quite young, but she's had an incredible last couple of years. And one of the things she said was like the game changer for her was she decided to write one song every single day. So I was like, well, if it worked for her, I'm going to try it. Why not? And then it just happened to coincide with TikTok. And I was like, well, if I'm going to write a song a day, why don't I just put them on TikTok and see what happens? And then 2 months later, I had 55 songs, and I was like, now what? Like, it's all well and good creating 55 songs, but if you don't finish them, polish them, and release them, you're almost letting yourself down. So the next challenge is to do that.
Dude, I'm with you. I am with you. I've got like several albums where the songs just sitting there waiting to be finished and put on Spotify.
Right. Yeah. So we'll see how it goes. But I'm just winging it at the moment. I don't know how it's gonna turn out. But
so what's another one of those 1-minute songs? Are these mostly 1-minute songs that you're writing, or is the idea to fill them out?
Yeah, so because of the platform TikTok, I can only play up to 1 minute of the song at a time. So I play like the first verse and the chorus.
I see, yeah.
But when I do the full releases, they'll be full songs. Some of them might not work as full songs, and I'll do that. But the idea would be to have 3 to 4 minute tracks.
What's your favorite one that came out of those 55?
Oh. I mean, there's different emotions, right? There's like happy ones and sad ones. I'm a bit of I'm not a miserable guy, but I love sad songs. Like I think it makes, it's I don't know, for some reason I'm always drawn to sad songs. And honestly, the song that I played first is one of my favorites, Thunder in the Dark. But if you want to hear another one, I can play a song called Imagine Being Older, which was one that seemed to resonate with a few people on TikTok, which is so cool. Like, you put an original song out there and people just like start listening to it like that. It's very humbling. And this one seems to resonate. Let's hear that one. All right. If I can figure out what key I played it in. Well, I got my voice and I still got this damn guitar, though it never seemed to get me very far. But every day it seems to ring a little louder in my ears, in my heart, in my chest. And I'll keep choking back the indecisions and fill my chest with every hope and vision. If I could fill the void with things I've done, maybe I would start to feel like I'm someone. Then I imagine being older. If I be proud of what I'm doing right now, that makes me feel a little bolder. 'Cause I be laughing at the boy who's reaching out. Don't let opinions of an old man bring you down. Don't let opinions of an old man bring you down.
Nice. That's nice. Hey, we got a few people listening in Y2B. If anyone has any questions they'd like to ask Pace, I've never actually done that. Anyone in listening would like to ask a question, we'd love to have
about anything. I'll make it up if I don't know it.
Well, I have a question.
Please do. Yeah.
When you start one of these songs, do you start with a pen and paper, or do you start with the guitar in your hand, or?
Most of the time, it's with just the guitar, and I'll start playing something and just improvising.
Yeah.
What I do sometimes is I go live, either on TikTok or on Instagram, and I'll ask people for like starter ideas, like a lyric or a concept or a color or something like that, and then I'll take that and use that to start with. So I'll have those written down as like triggers. But most of the time, it's just pick up the guitar, what comes out of your mouth, and then you go. Yeah.
Here's a hard question. What is our role as musicians? Like what?
Okay. I have an answer.
All right, go
But
for
I
it.
think I've thought about it before. So I see music as a much more effective way of conveying and like synthesizing emotion than language. Like I could try to explain to you how I'm feeling, but if I manage to write a song that captures that emotion perfectly, you might start crying. Like, and that happens to me. Like a chord and just like a certain phrase will just hit me so hard, whereas somebody could explain that situation with language and it wouldn't have the same effect. So like music is a tool that conveys emotion in a way that is much more effective than language.
Nice, good answer.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm always about these kind of deep questions. What's the whole point? What's the point?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I know that I have this creative sort of flow. You know, I'm a creative person. I enjoy creating. Like when an idea comes into my mind, I love to get busy in creating it. One of my favorite experiences in the whole world is sitting at the piano or the guitar and crafting a song. And it feels so natural, especially when I'm not thinking about anything but just like the craft, and I love putting it out there. And then, but so often a lot of my music is unheard or you know, it's just sort of in a box somewhere. And I feel like that's my next step is to and that's kind of what this show is about. It's like push play and see what happens.
Yeah.
Or push record and see what happens. But I have so much music that is sitting unheard, and I don't know. That was just some of the top things in my head.
I mean, show me a musician that isn't in the same position at some point in their career or life. You know what I mean? Like everyone gets to that point. I've been there for years, but I've found that public accountability for me has been the key. Okay, guys, I'm going to write a song every day and upload it.
Yeah,
so
great.
So now they're expecting me to do it, right? And even on the days where I don't feel like it, I'm like, well, now I'm going to look like a fool because I said that I was going to do this thing and I'm not doing it. So like, that's one of the reasons. It's almost a selfish reason for me to do like the challenge where I now release a song every 2 weeks, because now everybody knows that I've said that I'm going to do that, and I look like an idiot if I don't. So I got to do it. Like you kind of got to back yourself into a corner, at least for myself. Some people do it naturally, and I envy that. But
that's great.
Yeah.
Making a commitment, telling somebody what you're going to do. Hey, Pace, we're just about out of time, but we have one quick question here, and then I want to end with music. It says, did Pace get the melody to every other song easily? Or he said his head must be full of sounds when he creates a song. So do you get your melodies easily?
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. So lyrics was one of the things that I really had to work on. Lyrically, when I started writing songs, they were terrible. But melody has always been something that came very naturally to me. I think it just comes from absorbing, as you know, all melodies are kind of a weird way of you just reinterpreting a melody you've heard before, I think.
Hey, Pace, here's how I'd like to end our session. Would you create a melody right now? Teach it to me so I can sing it along with you. Just a melody. No words are necessary.
Na 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 na.
Do it again.
Na 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 na.
One more time.
Na 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 na.
Ready? Na na
Na na na na na na.
Again, go.
Na 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 na.
What are the words that go with that?
I don't know the words to my new song.
All right, I'll sing it with you. Ready and go.
I don't know the words to my new song.
One more time and then we'll end.
song.
Pace Randolph,
Yeah.
everybody. Hey, Pace, I'm going to
Hal,
say
thank you so much.
this was great. I'm going to introduce my act. On Wednesday, I've got this guy, Andrew Bonas, who's a wonderful guitar player from Cleveland, Ohio. And I'm going to say goodbye to Pace and introduce you to Andrew. Thanks so much, Pace. It was nice hanging out
Thank
with
you, Hal. Pleasure. Keep doing what you're doing.
Stick around and we'll say goodbye after the show. All right.
Cool.
Andrew Bonas. Come on, Andrew, where are you? Here we are. I'm back. There we are. Hey, wow. I love that. Everybody, thanks so much for being here. Thanks, Tube. Spread the word. Let's get a few more viewers in this live show. The way you can do that is by subscribing, sharing on Facebook, Instagram, wherever you share things. I've got a whole month of artists booked for the month of June. And then July happens and I've got to find 12 more artists. So if you know anybody who might like to play, send them my way. So we always close with this song. Feel free to sing along. It goes like this. You've got a light inside you. Go on your way in peace. So shine that light, the light inside you. Go on your way in peace. The world is waiting in the hope of another day. She will carry you safely through the stumbles and the falls on your way. Just remember that I'm loving you and you're loving me. So as you go, won't you go on your way now in peace? You've got a light inside you. Go on your way in peace. So shine that light, the light inside you. Go on your way in peace. The world is waiting in the hope of another day. She will carry you safely through the stumbles and the falls on your way. Just remember that I'm loving you and you're loving me. So as you go, won't you go on your way now in peace? Yes, as you go, won't you go on your way now in peace? Have a great day, everybody. Come back on Wednesday, 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time with Andrew Bonas. Have a great day. Thank you so much for being here. Thanks again to Pace Randolph. Bye-bye. Hey, someone just joined us, Declan Miller. Come again on Wednesday. Bye-bye.